Planning Multimedia-Enhanced lesson for teaching basic science and mathematics. Hello again everyone, and welcome to Unit 2. In Unit 1 of this week 2, we defined authentic assessments and how to design them. In Unit 2, your understanding and skills in planning learner-centered lessons in basic science and mathematics would be enhanced, which prepared you towards multimedia-enhanced lessons development in teaching basic science and mathematics. In this unit, we are going to discuss on planning multimedia-enhanced lessons for teaching basic science and mathematics. The learning outcome is to understand the steps involved in developing multimedia-enhanced lesson and develop multimedia-enhanced lessons for teaching basic science and mathematics. Multimedia-enhanced lesson is an instructional material that incorporates a combination of texts, images, audio, video, graphics, and animation to facilitate learning. Multimedia-enhanced lessons can be referred to as lessons that contain both words and pictures, where the words can be in spoken or printed form, and the pictures can be in static form, such as illustrations, charts, graphs, or photos, or dynamic form, such as animation or video. Therefore, multimedia-enhanced lessons can be a great way to make learning of basic science and mathematics more engaging and effective. Steps involved in developing multimedia-enhanced lesson in basic science and mathematics. When developing multimedia-enhanced lessons for teaching basic science and mathematics, it is very important to consider the following steps. Determine the learning objectives. Before developing multimedia-enhanced lessons, clearly define what you want your learners to understand or be able to do by the end of the lesson and how multimedia can be used to achieve them. Align the objectives with the curriculum or standards. This will help you design and select appropriate multimedia elements to support the intended learning outcomes. Choose the content. Select the basic science or mathematics concept or topics that you will focus on in the lesson and how multimedia can be used to present it in an engaging and interactive way. Break down complex concepts into smaller, more manageable subtopics. Collect all necessary materials and resources such as relevant text, videos, images, and audio clips to include in the multimedia-enhanced lessons and ensure that all content is accurate, appropriate, and supports the learning objectives. Identify multimedia resources. Explore the available and appropriate multimedia resources that can effectively support the learning objectives and engage learners in exploring the content of the lesson. Examples include videos, audio clips, images, interactive quizzes, presentations, interactive simulations, animations, virtual experiments, online textbooks, and educational apps. You can search for multimedia resources online or create your own using various tools and platforms. Some examples of the websites that offer multimedia resources are BrainPop1, Scholastic1, TED-Ed2, PBS3, and etc. Sequence the lesson. Plan and determine the flow of the lesson by breaking it down into smaller instructional segments to ensure that they are logically sequenced and build on each other. Decide on the order in which you will present the content and multimedia resources. Organize the lesson content in a logical and sequential manner. Consider adding interactive activities and assessments to promote active learning throughout the lesson. Integrate multimedia resources. Strategically embed multimedia resources at appropriate points in the lesson. Plan how and when to use the multimedia resources in your lesson. You can use multimedia resources to introduce a topic, explain a concept, illustrate an example, provide feedback, assess learning, or extend learning. You can also use multimedia resources to create interactive learning activities such as quizzes, puzzles, and simulations. Prepare the necessary equipment and materials to use the multimedia resources in your lesson. You may need a computer, projector, speakers, internet connection, etc. You may also need to prepare some worksheets, handouts, or guides for your learners to use along with the multimedia resources. Test your multimedia-enhanced lessons. Before you use your multimedia-enhanced lessons to your learners, it's important to test them. Make sure that your multimedia elements work properly and that your lesson flows smoothly. Assessment. Determine how learning will be assessed and how multimedia can be used to facilitate the assessment. You can use various methods to measure the impact of the multimedia resources on your learners' learning, such as surveys, interviews, observations, tests, portfolios, etc. You can also use the feedback from your learners and yourself to improve your future use of multimedia resources in your lesson. In our next video, we are going to look at techniques of basic science and mathematics multimedia-enhanced lesson scripts. It is advised that you participate in the discussion forums and reflect on the unit assignment. Thank you.